starting off with Magic, the surprise EP that he dropped.
It's a full album.
Or is it a full album?
Look, this is the thing we need to stop saying. Just because
educate your boy. Educate your boy.
Because this is that Megan Thee Stallion logic to where if it's not, I don't call it an album. It's not an album.
Yeah.
But this has 9 songs on it, just like Thriller had 9 songs on it.
Yeah, that's a fact, Jack.
And it's an album. It's
Illmatic had.
Illmatic didn't have it with 9 songs.
It might. I think they call it an EP because of the running time. I think it's like 30-something minutes.
Yeah, because you know what? How long Illmatic was? 39 minutes.
Well, there you have it.
So
prove me wrong.
All these people talking about, oh, no, this is a mixtape product. Is this no? Did you sell it? Could you stream it?
Yeah.
Did you have to clear samples? It's an album.
Yeah.
They said they approached it like it was leftovers from King's Disease.
Oh,
I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that
Because if you
we know what Nas leftovers sound like. That's where you get lost tapes too.
He even like he was talking about some stuff that like recently happened.
Just happened.
Maybe I'm tripping. I thought it was more of.
These aren't leftovers.
Nah,
They don't sound like it. So maybe I'm wrong when I say that.
And he says he's talking about, he mentions how King Disease 3 is on the way.
Yeah. But with Nas with this project, I like it. And
solid, man.
I think
Nas is not missing.
Record.
This is what I love about what's going on here.
Let me ask y'all this. I want to throw this out there because I had this conversation in the chat. I feel like, I'm kind of biased. So with Hit Boy, I like him, but I don't because y'all know.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah.
But
every time I see something with Hit Boy, I'm like,
I pause.
I'm just like, I'm listening to it with extra set of ears. Like,
I can't turn that off now because of the homie. I'm just going. We know that.
It makes sense though.
I gotta vouch for my homie first. But
previous episode, go look at the Old Brown episode of the New Old Heads.
Yes, but I'm not gonna sit here and be a fool and ignore that fam is talented at making beats. My argument is, or what I say, I think Hit Boy has found a way to update nostalgia with his production. I think the way he produces with Nas, there's still a nostalgic feel to it, but it's not outdated. It's like it's the most recent, whatever you want to call it when you get your phone.
I don't even think it's nostalgic.
Yeah, I don't think that.
I think some of the production, the drum loops that he used, some of the patterns of the production is still cut from that cloth, but it's just updated. That's the way I hear it.
It has to be cut from that cloth because it's Nas. But what I think Hit Boy, in my personal opinion, I won't give him all the credit, but he breathed new life in Nas because Nas
100%.
Nas is not stopping. He's been relentless since he hooked up with Hit Boy.
Yep.
Like there was a point in time where he did a song with Khaled that said Nas's album is done. Nas's album wasn't done. It was dope, but the album wasn't done. We didn't get an album from Nas for what, 3 years after that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Since he's got with, and then that album was the one with Kanye, right?
No. The album hit after he did Nas album.
Nasir, that was trash.
Yeah, that was the one.
Jesus.
I wouldn't say it was trash, but it just wasn't.
It ain't these.
No, it definitely was not these. Like since he got with Hit Boy, it's almost like it awakened something in Nas.
I would agree.
And his rhymes are with today. It's like it's not even a nostalgic flow. And he kind of hinted on people want to hear the old Nas or whatnot on this album, but his growth and the direction he's going in is on point to me. I love it.
The way that I hear the production, and it could be just me. I can't wait to hear what you think when you hear it, Long. But it's the drum loop selection. It's the drum programming. It's the way that it's put together. It's like the way I take it is he's slightly paying homage to that era, but it's just updated. Everything is updated, up to date. His bars, to your point, is based off now. It doesn't sound like he's trying to pull back to the past and rap about the same old stuff, which I think goes to the argument about what we talked about when I say he's aging so well, like with amongst his peers. These last 2 or 3 projects to me have heightened how I feel about Nas overall because he's still so consistent at 48, 49 years old. I got to give him peace for that because we've seen a lot of people. How many albums KRS-One got?
A lot.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know. I'm not trying to clown KRS. I'm talking about using it as a comparison. Like everybody doesn't age well. And the fact that Nas could still get,
KRS-One is still doing the same KRS-One.
But Nas is it. So we got to give Nas peace for that. But I like this project, man. Jay Moore, what you think?
No, I just don't like it. I think it's an excellent album, you know, and when you talk about who is, you know, the person who is the artist of the year in hip hop, you have to put Nas in that conversation for not just putting out 2 good albums, but 2 great albums.
I'm not mad at
this album is 9 songs of him not taking any bars off.
I'm not mad
you
at
know, you know, I was, you know, because like, you know, I felt like, oh, this has to be some leftovers. Like, because how hungry is Nas to get into the studio and just try to create greatness at this point when you are this rich and you've created this much of a legacy for yourself, you know. But this Nas this dude is hungry. You hear it in his voice, you hear it in his rhymes, you hear the way he rides a beat. You know, this is when it is really this is a great time for him as an artist, because it's not like somebody's saying, all right, Nas, you know, it's been 2 years, you got to get back in there, we need some product.
He's staying ahead of the
you know
game.
He's literally making records that he wants to make, rhyming the way he wants to rhyme, and rhyming they're not like, okay, now we need you to go ahead and get this beat so we can get some West Coast sales.
Bingo.
Okay, we need you to go ahead and do this so we can get you on the radio and maybe get you on.
Well, he's evolved in that way.
Yeah. And so and it kind of goes back to, you know, what I said last week, and it goes back to what I said a couple weeks even before that, to where, you know, these artists don't have to chase radio records anymore, which is probably why I'm so excited about, you know, hip hop in this musical space.
Sounds
is
like a
because
question I asked.
you know, at one point, you know, if you had an A&R, if you're at a major, you have to give them something for the radio, and that has to be front and center. We'll let you be artistic and talk about your mindset in the world and geopolitics. We'll let you get to that. But if you don't have something we can put on the radio, then we don't have an album that we can even release. Right. And now we're in a space to where, you know, I mean, let the radio do what the radio does, but that does not mean you can't have a #1 album if you don't have something for the radio.
Right.
If you think about a project that we've talked about a lot, if you think about Tyler's joint, his album, I don't know if there's a joint on there where I'm like,
nothing for the radio.
He obviously went for the radio.
He never does anything.
He's got records that would work on it though.
It would work.
They would, but
he doesn't. He does.
He doesn't.
I don't think
put them
he
out as
ever
singles.
puts out anything that he.
That's what I'm saying.
Wants to be on
That's
the radio.
what I'm saying. Like, I think
I feel like the older artists are finally getting, like, Nas figured it out. Like he's doing what a lot of the people that emerged in the 2010s are doing, which is they're just making the music they want to make.
Just make it.
And it, you know, because they didn't come from the radio era,
right?
And that era of, well, I have to have this type of song, I have to have this, you know. And
whereas you have somebody
there have been whole albums that have been shelved because, you know, the company's like, well, we don't have anything for the radio.
Yeah.
You have somebody that's from that age and from that era. On the flip side, like Khaled, who's fixated on the radio. You know what I'm saying?
That's his bread and butter.
And he'll be content with 3 weeks at #1, and then the album disappears.
I mean, but Khaled's approach is, let me make every song a single, and I can just,
and one of them is going to stick.
Yeah, like he's not worried about making a good album. He's just making about a good singles, best of list. He just wants to.
And
make
whoever's
the
hot
greatest
right
hits.
now is going to be on there.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's just what it is.